Hello everyone, I'm Brandon Canaday, Losant's Chief Product Officer, and today I'm bringing you details about our latest platform update. This update brings some incredible new functionality for workflow debugging, adds built-in iteration retries to resource jobs, and we've added a first-class workflow node that makes it easy to integrate Loggly into your IoT applications. Starting with workflow debugging, what I'm showing here is a running resource job, which is iterating over thousands of devices and generating tons of debug messages. This is just too many messages for this output to be useful. With today's update, I can now dynamically mute and unmute debug nodes on the fly without redeploying my workflow. In this example, most of these messages are being generated by the successful path, but I only really care about errors. I can now mute the normal path and my debug output is instantly reduced to only errors. Now I can see what's going on and what I need to fix. In addition, we've also added debug output levels. So another way to filter messages is to set the level on these two debug nodes to error. Debug levels are persisted with the workflow, so we have to deploy for these to take effect. Under the debug output dropdown, we can now dynamically change what level of output we'd like to see. So when I select error, my output is instantly filtered to only display messages from debug nodes configured at the error level. While we're looking at resource jobs, let's take a look at our next new feature, iteration retries. This resource job is requesting data from an external API. It's common for API request failures to be temporary, and simply waiting a few seconds and trying again will result in a success. This is the perfect use case for iteration retries. Iteration retries will automatically retry an iteration up to 5 times that either timed out or you've acknowledged as a failure. If needed, you can also configure a delay between each attempt. For this example, I want to retry up to 3 times with a 5-second delay. So if an API request failure in my resource job was temporary, Losant will automatically wait 5 seconds and try again, greatly improving the chances for a successful resource job execution. Next up, let's take a look at a new first-class workflow node that makes it easy to use Loggly for custom application-level logging. Now first off, Losant does store tons of data, mostly your device's telemetry or state data. But there are lots of use cases where you may want to add custom logging at various points in your own workflows. One of the best examples is to use Loggly to track the details of every experience endpoint request and response. Losant provides aggregated counts for request and response codes, but does not save the details of every individual request. This is what services like Loggly are great for. The workflow I'm showing here is an API endpoint that returns time series data for a specific device. The workflow has 2 paths. If the device exists, it will return the device's data with a 200 status code. If the device doesn't exist, it returns an error message with a 404 status code. Using these 2 Loggly write nodes, we can easily log the details of every request made to this endpoint. Then, using Loggly's portal, we can easily search for endpoints that resulted in an error and see what parameters caused that error. Good application-level logging is an important part of any production application. It helps you quickly identify where errors are occurring, what caused those errors, and get a fix into your customer's hands as fast as possible. That's it for this update. Make sure to check out the blog article for more. There are a lot of other features I didn't mention, and many of them came directly from your feedback. So please keep coming back to the forums and leaving those great feature suggestions. Nothing at Losant ships without being fully documented, so you can find information about everything I talked about in our documentation. I'll see you on the next platform update.